While continuing their journey, Yogairai and Tamachika arrive in the city of Hanabusa. Upon seeing the place, Tamachika comments that it looks like a Japanese city. Yogairai asks if she wants to improve her skills, but he replies that it doesn't make sense since he only kills enemies one after another, demons and thieves who are after them. A path of corpses left behind by him. Although Tamachika believes that using her power may tire her out, Yogairai clarifies that he can use it as much as he wants without limits. As they approach the city, they notice a barrier erected in a place with castle walls. Guided by the map, they find the tall hotel recommended by Celestina, which will serve as their base for a while. At the reception, they encounter Tachibana, and Tamachika asks why he is there since everyone should still be in the primeval forest. Tachibana replies that he moves separately from them because he doesn't need to work with those who level up inefficiently. Suddenly, one of the girls accompanying him asks who Tamachika is, showing hostility towards her. Although Tachibana tries to calm her down, he introduces them as his specially chosen bodyguards from among all his servants. Eric, 5th rank. Stephanie, 4th rank. Chelsea, 3rd rank. Euphemia, 2nd rank. And finally, Risa, the captain of the bodyguards. Each of them shows direct hostility towards Tamachika, and Tachibana apologizes, as he is not good at being tough with girls. Yogairai whispers to Tamachika, reminding her that Tachibana was one of the students left behind with them. He doesn't know what kind of power Tachibana acquired, but he trusts him, and Tamachika also believes that because he has been popular with girls for a while and has always been so arrogant, Tachibana tells Tamachika that meeting her in this place was some kind of destiny and proposes to be his lover. This leaves her stunned, and the other girls are not in a good mood either. However, he later tells her that he may have rushed in asking her that, and if she is worried about Yogairai, she can accept him as a servant. In response, Yogairai mentions that he doesn't feel like killing Tachibana because he lacks common sense. Tamachika asks what gives him so much confidence, and Tachibana replies that he is a dominator, the strongest class that allows him to control opponents of lower rank as slaves. Although he is aware that he hasn't received much training since all his classmates are still training in the forest, this makes Tachibana believe that she is captivated by him, so he decides to tell her more. There was a victory celebration in the city after he completed his first mission. At that time, Judo Tori spoke to him as he wanted to give him some advice. Judo told him that his class is a consultant, so his role is to advise and solve any problems. As a dominator, everyone avoids him and he doesn't have time to discuss with his peers. If no wise people emerge from his peers, they will all become cattle. Judo explains to Tachibana that the first thing he has to do is buy a quantity of the weakest level 1 servants. If the servants are victorious in battles, the defeated enemies can become their servants and their experience becomes theirs as well. Tachibana comments that these things were not explained in the explanation of his abilities. Judo explains that the abilities of a consultant also include knowing the hidden specifications. Tachibana asks why Judo is helping him, to which Judo talks about the need for various approaches to obtain a wise person. Giving advice to promising individuals increases their chances of success. That is their survival strategy. Tamachika realizes that there is a lot of support staff in this world, recalling Celestin as a good example. Yogairai now understands his power, as he is building the number of subordinates and raising his level. Tachibana agrees, boasting that his level is rising rapidly. He offers Tamachika to join him again, but she rejects the idea. Tachibana leaves without further ado. Meanwhile, Sage is facing an attacker, relying on the darkness and confident that this person has no chance against her. In their rooms, Tamachika sees chaos in the streets through the window. Masayuki, Sage's servant, is running over people, and if they die from the impact, they turn into third-class zombies. Tamachika wonders what is happening to this world. As people die too easily, Momoko informs her that someone is secretly watching them with hostile intentions, but they can't see them. Tamachika calls Yogairai on the landline phone. Although he is sleeping and having a dream about his past with his mother and pet, he wakes up to the sound of the call and answers. Concerned, Tamachika asks him to come over. As soon as he leaves his room, he doesn't see anything in the hallway, but then he switches to another type of vision and can see the killer aura. The person shoots towards Tamachika's room and, as expected, uses their power silently on Erika. making her visible. Yogairai enters Tomochika's room and explains that the hostility was directed towards her. He then uses his phone to call reception and inform them that a woman collapsed in the fifth-floor hallway, mentioning that it would be unnatural for him not to notice a corpse while walking down the hallway. Meanwhile, Tachibana receives information that he has lost signal with Erika, but he gets distracted when he has to confront an enemy that appears. The boys end up leaving the hallway, and Tomochika reminds Yogairai that this girl is from Tachibana's group, the bodyguard named Eric. Yogairai is not pleased with this because it seems there will be a fight with that guy, so they should leave and go back to Tachibana. He shows a clear superiority over this enemy. Stephanie admires him for that, commenting that not even level 100 demons are rivals for him. After that, he ends up defeating that monster to make it his slave and extract information from that dungeon. After finishing that matter, Euphemia informs him that Erika should be waiting at the hotel. When he checks the register, he can't see anything, which doesn't make sense. He asks her if she was attacked from behind, and Euphemia responds that it's hard to imagine that Erika, as an assassin, would be taken by surprise, seeing that she was in the hallway. She speculates that maybe she was trying to please him by bringing that woman, or maybe she was trying to get rid of her because she considered her unworthy. Tachibana asks if it's not supposed that servants should act in a way that doesn't put their master at a disadvantage. According to Euphemia, it's possible that what each one thinks is good for the other doesn't align with their desires. Because of this, Tachibana believes that Tomochika must have escaped because Erika did something strange, so he will have Risa and Chelsea go to secure Tomochika. We are back with Sage, who launches a powerful attack towards the aggressor. But is not effective. She comments that no matter how many times she tries, her high-speed regeneration is much faster than her crumbling when touched. However, the darkness doesn't seem to be receiving any damage. Yogairai and Tomochika finally flee through the hallways, but on the way, they are stopped by Risa, who uses her magic to completely encase them in a giant ice crystal. But before discussing the desires of her master, she is perplexed to see Yogairai breaking the ice as if it were nothing. Tomochika mentions that this ice is very weak, although she gets scared by how cold and solid it is. Yogairai comments that he tried to kill the icicle and that apparently he can do it. Risa tries to attack him again, but he uses his power to neutralize her and tells the staff to die, causing it to split in two. Then he tells Risa that, as she can see, he can kill anything with just his thoughts, so if she tries something, he will end her. Suddenly, they are attacked by something coming from the ceiling, although Tomochika reacts quickly to neutralize it with her own hands. Upon closer inspection, they notice that it is a doll from which many more appear, surrounding them. Believing that she has the advantage, Risa tries to attack them from behind, but Yogairai turns his gaze towards her and with a simple thought, he makes her collapse to the ground. On the other hand, Chelsea remotely controls the dolls, ordering them to attack Tomochika until she is almost killed. But before that happens, Yogairai uses his power to neutralize all the nearby dolls, and when he reaches Chelsea, she begs for mercy. Very frightened, Tachibana learns that Risa has died and that Chelsea has lost the will to fight and has given them information. He also claims that Yogairai can kill anything with just his thoughts. Although Euphemia finds it hard to believe, Tachibana still plans to take them to a place where it will be easier to observe them while they attack. Before they realize it, Yogairai and Tomochika are surrounded by hundreds of cockroaches, although she doesn't dare to mention that name, clinging to the idea that if she does, her brain will be filled with them. She asks Yogairai to take care of the cockatoos, to which he clarifies that he can kill them, but they will fall on their heads, and he definitely doesn't want that. Seeing that he does nothing, Tachibana becomes more confident and decides to take the next step, ordering his swarm to finish off Yogairai. Yogairai realizes this and concludes that it's best to kill Tachibana. He concentrates through the cockroaches, guided by the source of the desire to kill, and finds Tachibana's location. With that done, he simply declares that he should die, and that's exactly what happens. His slaves see him fall to the ground suddenly. Tomochika asks him if his power works even if he doesn't know where his enemy is, and Yogairai responds that if he can reach them, then they can reach him. With the cockroaches released, They simply flee because Yogairai believes it's wrong to kill something just because it looks unpleasant. Euphemia realizes that they were freed from his control, as despite using healing on Tachibana, nothing happens. Because of that, she decides to leave that place without further ado, but when they reach the outside, they only come across a desert, and it can be seen that it's the work of the aggressor. There, Sage uses her magic to enchant her and bite her, using another spell to make her his follower and make her tell him everything she knows. Returning to Yogairai and Tamachika, they manage to escape from the place, but as they walk through the alley, they hear screams from all sides. When they finally leave, they find a complete chaos with a horde of zombies attacking people, leaving them confused. Tamachika thought that this other world would be a fantasy, but now they are in panic mode with zombies, complaining about it.